Sun shining, summer, bright and sunny. Brother-in-law Beavington and brother-in-law Cavan here, and it'll be Cavan.
It's very important to get that right.
Yes,
20 years, mate.
20 years I've known you. Actually, I don't know how to pronounce your name, which is shocking. So we're going to be sitting out here in the lovely sunshine, and this calls for rosé, but not just any rosé, not your cheap pink nonsense. We want the hardcore, serious rosé. Can rosé be serious? Well, we've got a lineup here of some rosés, some which I've contributed, some which Everton has his extensive cellar.
Well, when you say rosés, Cavan, let's go for number one. When you say rosé serious, you've got one here that they want to charge you £70 for.
Yes, and we're getting much one of this. This is great. Pale colour. I like that. It's very Provencal in colour, isn't it?
The south of France comes to Gerard's Cross.
Very nice texture.
No.
Very rounded, isn't it? Sweet.
I was going to say, it's a little bit too sweet, but it is absolutely delicious.
Amazing delicious.
Ultra light, ultra salmon pink. All the classic sort of raspberry juice, strawberry.
Bit of cream.
Absolutely, yeah. Which actually rounds it off beautifully. That's very, very good.
Little on the sweet side, but quite serious, I think.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's so moody about
Isn't it astounding when you go to the south of France and the further south you go, the more rosés are on the shelves, and by the time you go to deep south, sort of near the coast, supermarkets are filled with not tens but hundreds of different kinds of rosés. It's extraordinary.
I think this is pretty good.
No.
My thoughts as well.
Really? Yeah.
You like that?
That was good.
This is even lighter in colour. What do you if you were going to make a rosé? What were the grapes that you'd want to put in it?
May I have some?
Mestre, Sasso,
Yeah.
Carabiner, that sort of thing. But Pinot Noir can work quite well as well. Depends where you are.
This is very, very different. Drier, lighter in colour.
Yeah, quite complex, yeah?
I think I prefer this a bit more because it's drier,
isn't it?
but it's so light. It's almost from this angle that looks like water. It's that light, but very, very fine. I think. So when we're talking about a very fine rosé, so we want all the classic sort of light berry fruit. So the really light strawberry, really light raspberry colours, but the fruit flavours as well. But you want it as dry as possible,
Yes.
don't you?
Well, I think there's a textural thing I'm looking for in rosé. I'm looking for rosé to have a really nice, attractive, smooth, subtle texture.
I like your aspect of the cream descriptor.
But also I like a bit of complexity as well, maybe a bit more.
Yeah,
And that was a pretty complex one. I think this slightly nudged it for me this time.
I agree.
Thanks, Dominic. Number 3.
Again, ultra light. You've got to make sure you cover the tops of those labels, mate.
That's exactly what we're doing, mate.
This is interesting.
Now, speaking of the 70 quid one that we've got here, which we may or may not identify, that's because it's ultra small production, or there's a bit of bling factor in
barrel
that?
fermented. Yes, there's certainly the magic bling factor, but it's barrel fermented, treated like a serious white wine, and I think this is quite serious.
When you say barrel fermented, this has an oaky
Some
nose
toast,
to it, doesn't it?
It's got some toast.
If you just smell that,
Fine.
I'm not sure you'd say that. You wouldn't say that was rosé. I'm not sure if you could blind smell many rosés, but it smells like Burgundy.
Yes, this has got a lot of oak. It's got some barrel fermentation character. It's really quite sophisticated.
And totally unique.
Maybe a little too oaky at the moment, but pretty serious.
This would go well with food, rather than the classic sort of. Now, what we haven't got here, which is a shame, is the curvaceous bottle.
Domain Ott.
Yes. You should be ashamed. It'd be nice to see how that showed.
Oh, we need to hurry up. No, this is pretty serious. So this is barrel fermented. I think this could be the Garrus. It's quite serious. It's grown up, sophisticated.
I'm not sure it's one I like the best though. I think it's unique, but I'm not sure the excellence. Fulton Mason bag has come in winning again.
Are those the ones Tim French gifted to you?
Tim is a great guy. I got one gifted.
Oh, this is very serious and it's distinctive, isn't it?
Now, can we make good rosé in England?
Yes.
Something grapes like Sanso, can those be grown in England?
No way. You'd have to use Pinot Noir.
So would we ever get this ultra light colour?
Well, that's you could get that. It depends on how long you leave the skins in contact with the must. So that going back to number 3, that was quite serious, wasn't it?
Very serious.
Very different.
I suspect we guessed what that might be, given the barrel fermentation going away. And interesting, I think this has a little touch of that as well.
It's got a little whiskey character, hasn't it?
Yes, since you mentioned it, that's right. So what's giving it?
Again, this is Provencal. It's a bit of oak, I think.
The oak is giving it the whiskey.
Yeah.
Do we drink enough rosé in England? Do we drink enough quality rosé in England?
Probably not. I think it's a situational wine in the sense that rosé. When you say what's the best quality wine, very few people will say rosé is the best quality wine, but quality is fitness for purpose. In some situations, call for rosé. Rosé is absolutely the best wine. On a day like today,
we should explain England why we drink so little of it, because there's only something for 2 days a year.
Exactly. So if we were living in Provence, then rosé at Nice Bucket, or anywhere sunny in the Mediterranean, rosé at Nice Bucket is often the best quality wine.
Couldn't agree with you more.
Do you drink lots of rosé when you go on holiday?
Truckloads of it. Pallets did it. 70 magnums last year, which is
70 magnums.
As tall as Marcus. But that's a year's supply, not just for 2 weeks. The Cavans helped us get through about half of it, but we had 35.
It was tough. Somebody had to do it.
Actually, that's a good point. Rosé served in magnums. Now that's what you really want.
It's a statement, isn't it? Magnum. No, that's pretty good. This is probably one of my favourites.
Actually, these are delicious, I must say. Now I've got a theory, and that is, it's just for me, Mr. Cavan agrees with me as well, that Sanso is the killer rosé grape. And I say this because we went somewhere once and I thought, oh my goodness, what are we going to drink? This is awful. And the party livened up when I saw right at the back, behind the bar, it was just called Sanso. And so it was probably maybe in a shop, maybe about €5 Sanso, but my goodness, it was delicious. So I think Sanso is absolutely the killer grape for rosé.
A little bit deeper in colour. Lovely fruity nose.
Even more fruit, perhaps, than any of the others.
Yes.
I think that's the challenge with, I don't know if it was the Garrus or not, but the challenge must be to have a little touch of oak, but you want the fruit there as well, otherwise it becomes a very particular, yes, unique, but a lot of people probably wouldn't like it because it would be sort of drinking pink burgundy. This is delicious as well.
Different style because this is more fruit. It's got a little bit of greenness as well, which is quite attractive. It's got a subtle, sappy green note, as well as the nice cherry and cranberry fruit. So this is pretty serious. I think this is pretty good.
Oh wait, no, there was a football match recently here. Who was that? There was a street on the pitch, wasn't there?
We had a high strike rate so far, nothing rubbish. Everything's been really good.
All very, very good.
Last one.
But again, I think the lightness of colour. I can't remember having a rubbish rosé, which is ultra light.
Last one.
I think in English supermarkets we have a very poor selection of rosés because most of them come from South Africa and I don't know, other places, but they are very dark, purpley.
Yeah, lots of people like. I think some of those big, dark, fruity rosés can be quite attractive, but generally speaking, the Provencal style, which is the textured, lower acid, nice precision, and some elegance, I think that's the style I tend to go for.
Could you drink rosé on a rainy day?
It doesn't really work, does it?
No.
Can you help?
This, I've been excited to do this for a long time. This is great because every single one is very different. This again, I mean, the sweetness has come back. The fruit flavours have gone down.
What are you doing? How do I put them outside here?
I like it a little bit drier than this.
I find this is a very attractive, lighter style rosé. Beautiful.
How many grams of sugar?
I bet he's going to take
Is it usually made with 4 and 3 is extra dry?
No, I think it varies widely. Usually dry wines are less than 3. And then when you start going above that, then you get sweetness levels. Depending on the acid though, if it's got high acidity, it can get by with 10 grams of sugar.
5 or 10?
Well, it could still taste
Oh,
dry.
to balance off the acidity.
Champagne, for example, tastes dry with 10 grams of sugar. So,
Are you ready for the big reveal?
Yes, big reveal,
Oh,
yes.
fantastic. Right. Alright mate, come and sit in the middle so we can see your handsome face on this summer's day. Come and tell us. You sure you remember what's what?
Yes.
So this was a short impromptu tasting to make the most of this short impromptu English summer weather.
Right.
Right, so,
Go,
number
Dominic.
1.
What just for review with order number 1?
We quite liked it.
Yeah.
A bit of sweet and rounded,
That's right.
a very rounded sweet style and very attractive, and we gave it, well, I gave it quite a good score.
Okay.
Not my favourite score, but it was
Right.
number 1 was
Number 1 was
Thierry. That's a Provencal Grenache and Sanso.
Just two grapes, Grenache and Sanso. And where'd you get this from? This was sent.
It was sent to me.
But good, I think.
Yeah, and it's got a year on. I think it's not the latest release. I think it's got a year on it.
Actually, that's a good point. Most
2010.
roses within about a year or two.
That's 2010, and that's.
How do you put it down?
I feel like the sweetness is still a bit. Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Second was.
second, ladies and gentlemen, was La Bastide.
Oh, excellent. Yes.
Moulin.
Now this is the so this is the tiny producer in where are you based? Monsieur Moulin in Garrus, and I met him once, and this is his. He has two different rosés. The Bastide des Oliviers, sort of I guess it's the second pressing. The first pressing, Cuvée Justine. Please note, supremely elegant label. And this is the one we've been drinking for about 10 years.
Very fine.
70 magnums were delivered to our campsite. Oh, you'd like some, would you?
Just a tiny.
And that was very satisfactory. We made it last year, and this sold in the local peasant market and in his garage. I think it's his mother-in-law's garage. And then it popped up a couple of years ago, nowhere less prestigious than the Gourmet Lafayette wine store in Paris, which basically has every year of Lafite, Yquem, that sort of place, sort of hedonism wines of Paris. Excuse the gunfire in the background, and they selected it, so we were very delighted about that. So, proof in the pudding. What did you think of it?
I like that a lot. Yeah, good score. Yeah. Very nice. Lovely wine. And
Bear in
number
mind,
three.
that is a sub €10 wine.
Yeah. Number three was the
gentlemen.
Garrus, yeah?
Number 3 was not the Garrus.
What?
It wasn't.
It
Oh,
was
really?
Les Clans. Or
Really?
Clans. Let me show the
Goodness.
camera.
Desclans. Oh no, Les Clans. Yeah, okay.
Clans, Les Clans.
So you got a story, Chateau Desclans. Okay, so who is Sacha Lichine?
He's making the world's most expensive rosé.
Was he
He's taking it
Was he from
seriously.
Bordeaux?
Yes, I believe so.
Splash, please.
So this is interesting because this has therefore more oak. And great, how many great looking bottles as well. I mean, you know, there's something visual about the enjoyment of wine on a summer's day, and you just. What do you think of that? Because there's a real openness to it, isn't there? It smells, almost tastes in some ways like a white Burgundy.
And this is the 11 or 12? 11. Yeah. It's quite serious, yeah.
I must
I
say,
like that a lot.
once you get your head around it, I think it's actually delicious.
It's taking rosé to a new dimension.
It is. I'm not sure I like that dimension.
Has anyone ever combined oak with rosé before? That's the question. Or is this guy a pioneer in winemaking?
So number 4,
That's not what I'm looking for in rosé.
what was number 4?
The oak, you know.
Number 4 was the Garrus.
Oh, really? Jamie, tell us about this, because this is the world's most expensive rosé.
I'm trying.
Elegant bottle.
Just know that it's more expensive than I've ever paid for a bottle of rosé. But again, it made sort of like with almost like white Burgundian winemaking techniques to add complexity to the wine.
And what does this retail for, Jamie?
I think it's around £70.
£70. That's 70 viewers.
It's got oak influence,
Yeah.
but it's not as overt, is it, as the Esplan. It's a more grown-up version. It's a more intelligent interpretation.
Yeah, I think the Esclin has too much oak for most people. I think it is delicious once you get your head around it. I'm not sure it's the commercial winner.
Again, not what I'm looking for in a rosé. Right? It's too oak.
I reckon this could age as well.
I must say, on the palate, I've now got a long length, delicious Burgundian, buttery, brioche flavours.
You must remember, the people who are buying this stuff, they don't taste it blind. They buy it. And once you've shelled out serious money on a bottle of rosé like this,
70
you have to
quid.
assess it like that. And I think you wouldn't be disappointed because you taste it and you think, actually, yeah, this has got complexity. It's complex. You'd understand it a lot more knowing what it is. Tasting it blind, I think we missed that blind. We thought the previous one was the second guessed, and we thought the previous one was a Garrus.
Yeah.
Because it had more powerful oak influence. But this is a more serious wine. I think.
And
Number
rosé
five?
number 5, gentlemen, was the Cour de Cardeline.
And this is interesting because this is from the cooperative. It's not an expensive wine. This is a cheap rosé. I threw
This
it.
is a €5 one.
This is not going to be expensive. It's Côte de Provence, so it's not going to be. It's going to be about £8 or £9, but it's a supermarket, and I think we quite like that.
I have to say,
I haven't tasted it.
that oaky, palate lingering flavour is absolutely delicious. But 70 is a lot to spend on the bottle of rosé, because you can get that same flavour profile, particularly this delicious sense on my palate, from a very good white Burgundy, which would cost half that.
Value for money is an issue. Well, you're sinking this considerable quantities of it, and the Garrus is not for you. I think the Garrus is it's for a particular market segment, and it's a very good wine in its style. Now this Provencal, I'll just try this. This is
You try this, Dominic?
you
Yeah,
get
taste
a
one
more
of
of a fruity character, I think. When you taste it now, you see, yeah, it's fruitier, and it's more what you might expect from a rosé. But it's very well done.
Daddy, don't let anyone. Effie, Parker, shut up.
Yeah, light, less complex, and delicious. Grenache and Sancerre. What are the grapes in these
Grenache
Descartes?
Sancerre. Does it declare on the back? I think it wouldn't. It's probably going to be the usual Provencal. Yeah.
So that's the 100% Sancerre.
It's about 60% Sancerre, I think.
This is Cuvée Justine.
Cuvée Justine. So how about finally, in terms of value for
The
money?
last wine. We've got the last wine here.
Oh, gosh,
The
Goodness.
Spring Angel.
The girls must have been out. There's hardly any left.
Yes, exactly.
Did you tell them the Garrus was in the tasting?
No,
Because as soon as they find out that that's
Thankfully we
worth
didn't. Funny
70 quid a bottle, it will evaporate.
No,
That will just
I put them
disappear.
off the scent on that one.
There's something very pleasurable about throwing your rosé across the garden and watching the diamond droplets.
Now this is the palest of all.
gunfire
Look
in
at
the
this,
background.
It's completely pale.
Now, actually interesting, last year we tried this and we had an off-camera blind tasting, and the Whispering Angel showed poorly, but actually, once you get your head around it, it's okay. It's not as good as Bastille.
It's much fruitier and precise. It relies more on acidity and freshness for its flavour.
It's quite simple, it's delicious
Yeah.
and simple. It's very fruit juicy.
But it is delicious. And I think that the closing message is all these wines, I think, are very good.
Very good.
Because they're all delicious.
And
And on a
actually,
day like this, they're perfect.
I think they're fantastic, and I think the key message is this is what I think from I know nothing perspective, but the lighter the better. I think because any rose, what I said about any roses we've had, which have been unpleasant, have been dark, reddy, orangey, inky, I don't know what, but the super light, yeah. Hurrah.
Awesome.
So which is your pick of the bunch?
Well, I have to say, yeah, go
For
on.
me, I don't particularly like the oakiness of the Garrus or the Klaus. I like a nice light rosé that gives me strong memories of fragrant evenings in France. If I want a little oak, I like oak.
I think that's a very good message.
So I like lighter, and I think I still come back to Bastide.
If I was shelling out my own cash, Bastide would get my vote. Good choice.
Patrick Moulin, bravo.
Again,
But if
Bravo.
what I'm going to drink now, I think Garrus.
Actually,
Get your straw in.
I have to Les Clans, actually. I think that's been a revelation moment.
shall I take the?
Rosé with oak notes.
I'll
wins
take the
it.
Coup de Cardeline for the girls, shall I?
Yes, good. On that note,
Right, here we go. Girls, more rosé.
happy summer.
Thank you for watching.
Cheers.